It's Monday. It's the Monday morning. Time for your commute. We are with the podcast duo, Duncan and Rory. Let's go. Tell us a joke. That's
Mondays.
Why we don't do it like that.
That's why we don't do it like that. Did you hear about the employee who just got promoted to a senior position at Old McDonald's farm?
An employee that just got promoted to a senior position at Old McDonald's farm. No.
They're the new CIEIO.
Hey, CIO. Oh, very good. These are getting worse.
Really scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Hello and welcome to episode 47 of That's Class, a podcast about things we find class, hosted by two of your favourite class holes. As always, I'm Rory Shady Nasty Kidd, joined by, Shadynasty Kidd, joined by Duncan Halland a Day's Work Malcolm.
The day's work.
And unfortunately, Eddie again won't be joining us this week, as he this week actually stood on a plug, which we would consider as maybe worse than Lego.
Is it?
I don't know. I mean, it's roughly the same. Like, they're sharp and they're on the ground and you don't expect them.
Yeah.
Straight
That's
off the
true.
bat, we have missed the window to phone Eddie. He's given us a window and we're
We
late.
missed it
So-
spectacularly.
By an hour, I think.
I know, yeah.
So Eddie won't be joining in on this. Sorry, I'm sucking on a lozenge right now because I've got a healthy dose of sore throat syndrome.
Oh, nice.
So I'm sucking on a lozenge and I'm drinking a warm Coke because that's
You
what
know,
my
just
gran said.
Go gargle your mouth with salt water.
That's what my gran said would help you. Drink some warm
Got a big-
lemonade and some
got a big
warm
old-
Coca-Cola.
A big old ocean out there. Go get some salt water. And
I think it might have been the ocean that did it to me. How have you been, Dunk? What have you been up to this week? How was the end of the Fringe?
it was hectic and busy and chaotic. And yeah, it's all been a bit mad, obviously, with the bin strike as well. So obviously town just became like an apocalypse style setting.
You guys have a bin strike.
How do you not know this? So
I don't live in Scotland anymore.
So the Fringe, so Edinburgh, the bin men in Edinburgh went
Yes.
on, and this is all of them, not just residential. This is commercial, like as in like all council. I think it's all council. So all the council bins in town, stuff like that.
Class.
Not the commercial bins for restaurants and stuff. That's different. That's like companies,
Yeah.
but they all went on strike for 12 days. So
Cool.
no bins.
No
got
bins were
emptied.
cleaned.
No bins were emptied for 12 days
Fuck.
during the Fringe.
They're just jumping on the strike train like everyone else.
The strike. Choo-choo. Yeah, it was pretty. I can't believe you've not even seen somebody sent me pictures of it.
Hella strikes going on in the UK right now.
Oh,
I went to the
need send you
post office and the
picture.
lady was like, "There's a strike on," and I was like, "No shit." The fucking
Yeah.
post office strike. There was a train driver strike or whatever that was. There's a bin man strike in Scotland.
Can't find
What's
it.
it-
You should see.
Is it
It's
because
all
of
a
the
cleanup operation.
Is it because of the inflation that we've had, and they're just like our salaries haven't been increased quick enough?
Yeah, it's salary. It's basically a cost of living increase, as far as I'm aware. Which is obviously
Join the
people
fucking
need.
group, man.
But yeah,
Join the
so
group.
everyone-
We're all in the
everyone-
same fucking
We
boat.
all need that. So fair enough to them. They do deserve more money. But it was kind of today. There's all these videos today of them cleaning it all up. I wish I could find the article of just the piles of rubbish that there were in like the grass market.
Yeah.
And like, you couldn't take a photo of Edinburgh Castle, but like the classic photo of Edinburgh Castle from the grass market, because it was just a bin with trash all around it.
That's
Because the
amazing.
bin was full for like 12 days.
What I'll try to do is, if you're watching, I'll put like a screenshot of the said photo that Duncan's talking about how bad the bins were in Edinburgh over the, the last
they were
week.
bad. I
remember.
last night, obviously, they were just beginning to do the cleanup. And I walked past like as I was walking back through town to get a bus, you could actually they were starting to swell pretty bad. You're like, oh no, this is grim. And then they're going back on strike in a week or something. But anyway,
Class.
apart from the apocalypse hitting here, what it felt like. You remember? Did you watch The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Do you remember the bin? Remember the people that lived in the dump?
Is that what the population of Edinburgh is right now?
That's what it became for a few days.
Dump people.
The dump people.
Hey, you can find
people.
lots of good stuff in the dump. People just chuck their shit away like
They do.
swords.
Perfectly good couches.
Perfectly good couches.
Just lying there.
Broken televisions.
Yep. What about you? How's things in the life of England? Apparently there's no bin strikes.
The life of England, where there are no bin strikes. My bins got cleaned yesterday. It was great. Or emptied even. The summer is most definitely over in terms of like people on holiday. I think kids go back on Monday here.
All right.
And we had our bank holiday Monday weekend just passed. And it was great. You know, we've hit our target that we wanted to hit. And then Monday we still did well, even though people were going home. Tuesday we didn't do so well. And then today is a laughable amount of money that we've made in the surf shop.
Just dead.
Just no one. And it doesn't help the fact that there's no waves anymore. Like there's a heat wave again, and now it's just a flat ocean. It's like a lake. So no one wants to rent a surfboard or get a wetsuit or
sell paddleboard, like rent paddleboards
we
or
have
something whilst it's flat.
one paddleboard. And that was like tough for us to actually get because we're a surf school, not a paddleboard.
And of course, everybody wants to paddleboard nowadays because it's the done thing.
Yeah, it's like a hip thing to do because you're old and you can't surf, or you just can't surf. So you're like, oh, get a paddleboard. Shut up.
I
Learn
see
to
your
surf.
opinion of paddleboarders is pretty low.
It's now you call surfing a shit sport with whatever you call it, ironing boards. A paddleboard is like surfing on a door. Ridiculous.
See, if they'd learned to paddleboard when the Titanic sank, they'd have been fine.
Yeah, exactly. But another big thing that happened this week is Gamescom 2022 happened. And that is what this episode is going to be about.
It is. We're going full nerd.
Full on game nerd.
Oh, yeah, full on game nerd.
But I just want to, straight off the bat, I just want to say, not massively impressed by Gamescom. Like, the one thing I took back from it was, there's nothing really that I really, really want to play, except maybe one or two games. Out of like a whole Wednesday to Sunday event, you know? Out of everything that was announced, we said it off the top. High on Life, can't wait for that game. We'll talk about that later. And also Return to Monkey Island, just because of nostalgic reasons.
Yeah, there's all these things that I think what we're seeing is there was, ironically, I think a lot of this can be traced back maybe to Cyberpunk 2077, and specifically their marketing. So they marketed the hell out of that game, like consistent, like it was full on freight train mode. Couldn't avoid it. It was on the side of freaking buses. Like, you know, it was. Yeah. You know, it was big. And
here's the next big.
The game wasn't up to scratch. Even though the game, like the story was good, the gameplay is fine. The game itself was just not what the marketing had kind of led people to believe. It wasn't that great, and the game was just a little bit underbaked. And basically, what happened was, if you look at all the games nowadays, they've all been delayed. So like Starfield delayed, the Harry Potter game delayed. Half the stuff at Gamescom is actually coming out next year. And it's because they've all been pushed back because we're all scared. This year's actually been really light on games because all the people went, you know what? We're just gonna hold off a little bit and we're gonna make sure it's because the one good thing Cyberpunk did was that because of the backlash, everyone's now going, okay, we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna take 6 more months and make sure it's fully cooked.
Make sure it's good. That's true. You played Cyberpunk, didn't you?
I did. I loved it. It's great, and it's even better now because they have actually done work.
They've actually fixed
proper work on it. Yeah, like the Xbox, the Series X patch, which upgraded everything to the 4K graphics, like all the like, you know, the systems and stuff. That was, yeah, it is worth whatever you can pick it up for nowadays. Fully worth it for the single player story is so good.
Okay, cool. I genuinely, I still don't know really what it's about, and I've never actually played it. Again, I don't have the console to play it, so.
Well, you can play it on the Xbox One.
Yes,
you can play it on the One, but it won't be as good as it will be on like a S or an X. But yeah, it's a solid game. It's the sort of thing, if you got it now, it would keep you tied over until Starfield or like all these other games arrived. Worth thinking about. Let's get into it.
Would you like to go first or shall I?
Let's start off with, well, in terms of trailers, like Atomic Heart. I'm just going to start with that because we'll get to High on Life, right?
Yeah.
Atomic Heart looks fantastic.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. Couldn't tell you anything about it. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
As a game.
It's a world action RPG in the Soviet Union of the future.
Yeah, 1955, but it's like futuristic, I guess. It's like that atomic punk. Well, there you go, punk again. That sort of atomic style. And yeah, it looks insane. Like the gameplay actually looks insane.
It looks really good. It looks like a really, really, really good game. However, I'm very story driven, I think. And unless I hear the story is good, it just kind of looks like a shooter thing, which is weird to say because of what one of my top 5 is.
It looks like
the aesthetics is cool because it's like bright and colorful. Excuse me. But at the same time, I don't know, like it doesn't tell. If the trailer had told me more about the story, because it's a cinematic trailer, really, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a gameplay trailer. I think this is the problem, is that we haven't actually seen anything what I would call concrete gameplay. Yeah. It looks a bit like BioShock, where you might have to, or even sort of Breath of the Wild style or Elden Ring style, where you've kind of got to piece together. Elden Ring probably more like where you've got to piece together the story yourself. Yeah, a little bit.
It kind of reminds me of like a futuristic version of, what was that PlayStation game that came out? The one where it's like a redhead and she's in the snow fighting robots.
Horizon.
Horizon. It kind of reminds me of like a futuristic Horizon because of like the like taking over certain things and that weird sort of like matrixy, weird wiry thing that she has. The amount of enemies that she's killing, the big bosses kind of represent that as well. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting, but at the same time, a little bit more blood and darkness.
Remember BioShock? I'm getting BioShock vibes.
Yeah,
from
my
it.
brother was super into BioShock.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm getting from this is kind of BioShocky in that terms of storyline and stuff like that. But I'm very excited for it. It looks, like I said, it just looks insane. I have to say the graphics look incredible.
The graphics look great. And like BioShock was kind of set in the sort of 1920s, 50s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that sort of
certain
style.
BioShocks. Yeah. I don't know if all of them were, but one of them definitely was.
It's like sort of style. It was that sort of 50s, 60s, like 20s through to the 60s sort of Art Deco type stuff. Eddie be shouting at me.
Who did BioShock? 2K Games.
2K, yeah, and somebody else, but who it is, I can't remember.
Yeah, nice. That looks cool. It's weird actually. You've the sort of the what am I trying to say?
I don't know.
The pattern of games that you've chosen seem all very similar, except maybe one.
Oh, they're not. Like I said, so the ones I've put here, listeners, are just ones that I was just quickly firing of ones I could remember.
Oh, really?
Like I said, they're not my top 5 at all.
You're well prepared for this podcast today.
These were just trailers that I was firing. Like I kind of went, right, I need to find more trailers for things to look at from Gamescom. So I'll fire them all in here and look at them in a minute. I just went through YouTube, looking at Gamescom. But yeah, it's the same principle as why Forspoken's on there. And the reason I'm interested in that is the game from a game design because the magic system that they've got going in that looks incredible.
Yeah. It looks like a, I mean, because it's a gameplay trailer, it kind of looks like a Ubisoft Assassin's Creed type game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got a bit of
Like
that.
it has-
looks like a bit of Uncharted, a bit of, is it like, once again, is it an open world like Zelda? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like it has that sort of vibe about it. Like is it Assassin's Creed? Yeah, the recent Assassin's Creed.
Or Watch Dogs, yeah.
Yeah, where you've got like you come close to something like of interest and there's a little circle above it, or you can push this. Like, look.
Yeah.
And like waypoints and things, and the heads up display and everything just kind of looks very similar. However, yeah, like you said, the gameplay and the fighting and the magic and stuff, it's all very quick.
Yeah, the ability to swap between magic is like super impressive.
I'm watching it right now as well, and it's like putting people on fire and then putting them in a ball of water. And like the graphics are insane.
Yeah.
And the gameplay looks cool.
Gameplay looks cool. I'm not convinced. The one thing that everyone doesn't seem to be convinced about is the world. Like it doesn't seem to be convincing. Like, as you just said, it's a strange. It's more. I put that one on there. Same sort of reason as Atomic Heart. That the core gameplay looks excellent. Rest of it, no idea.
Yeah,
Graphics
it's strange actually because a lot of these announcements. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting like big announcements or like big trailers or big gameplay that shows you more. Whereas this is like a 10-minute gameplay trailer that doesn't really tell you anything. It kind of shows you around.
I think this comes back a little bit to
like you were saying, people aren't really giving too much away.
Yeah, they're not giving too much away. They don't want to show too much. They're not going to overplay their hand or overpromise things when it's still in development.
Yeah.
It could be a bumper year sort of later this year, early next year. But it'll be worth it. But it also looks really cool. Really excited, yeah. Magical ring, like it sort of reminded me of Shang-Chi as well with the magical ring, magical bracelet.
Yeah.
Kind of, sure, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
But here we are.
There's not many games that use magic. So it's quite interesting.
Magic, but that's what interests me is that it's done in a different way. It makes the person look like they're sort of Doctor Strange or, actually being able to sort of cast these things quickly and change the spells. Because usually, if you remember Skyrim, you have to like change just like the quick tap all the time. It was terrible compared to this where it seems to be lightning fast. So that'd be fun. Speaking of like fun, let's go from magic. They also released another little tidbit of Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, that's in my list. They released more gameplay and like a bit of an actual storyboard trailer, and it looks quite cool because what I'm seeing now, I was always kind of in on this game. Like I quite like the whole background of the wizarding world. I like the lore. I'm not super into it, but like I kind of like the idea of it and the fact that this is way before the stories of Harry Potter and Voldemort and all those things, and the fucking.
Did you watch
Secrets of Dumbledore?
Did we talk about? I don't know if you watched it. The 15-minute gameplay trailer that came out.
We didn't talk about it, but I've watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so it's like they released another like 1 minute 50 of just a little bit of this of Slytherin or something. Not really. Yeah,
so it seems to be like it doesn't matter where you're sorted. The story is the same, I think. Excuse me. Maybe certain things happen to get you to a certain part, but I think it is pretty linear. But what I did like was the choices you make. It seems like there's two of you, and if you choose the girl or you choose the guy, they just swap roles. If that makes sense.
You create your own character out of whatever you want, and then you get pals along the way.
See, I saw that trailer in a different way then.
Oh, maybe it is that. I thought originally it was like you create one and then you've got your pal. You've got pals that you meet along the way.
Got your pals?
Brother professor. Got your pals?
My pals.
Get your wee pal. Take your wee pal.
And then like
knocking on the common room door. Hi.
Looking
My wee
for
pal
my
come out
pal.
to play. Fine, but be back for the feast.
I did like the little hint that they gave of either you learn an unforgivable curse or you use it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, they did say that you can go full 100%
You go full dark
wizard, and that sounds excellent. That's exactly the sort of thing. I thought this originally had. Rumor had it that it was going to have some sort of online sort of social function.
Yeah.
Originally, I was thinking how much fun it would be. Like, just walk a full dark wizard.
Yeah, just like Crucio.
This place needs a real villain.
Yeah. It gave me quite Force Unleashed vibes with the fact that you could, or like Red Dead Redemption, that you could be full on dark wizard or full on light wizard. Like in the Force Unleashed, it kind of allows you to like learn the dark side or learn the light side of the Force, you know?
Oh, okay, yeah, I get you.
And then your skill set changes depending on what you choose, which I thought was cool. That would be quite fun to see if you go down the road of a dark wizard, how much things are more difficult for you to get or easier because you could just like bend the rules or the wall.
Or the wall. Oh, it comes out on the Switch as well. Imagine being able to take it
I
with
will
you.
not be playing it on the Switch, that's for sure.
Might be good on the Switch.
Absolutely not. When is it out? Do we have a day?
February 23rd. It was supposed to come out before Christmas, but once again, it's been delayed a couple of months. Another one that's been delayed. See?
Another one that's been delayed.
Delays happening everywhere.
All over the shop. Whereas this next one that you have in your list, Gotham Knights. I've seen a lot of trailers about this. It is an action RPG, isn't it? It's not like a...
Yeah, I'm not really that
fighter.
interested in it.
What am I thinking of? It's not like a Mortal Kombat game.
No, it's a... Did you ever play the Batman Arkham Asylum game? Or Arkham City?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that. It's a continuation of that story.
Oh, it is it?
Yeah. It's set in it's in that universe. It's the same principle as those games, but there's you can play as 4 characters. And everybody thought that there was going to be 4-player co-op because there's 4 characters.
Yeah,
and then they said, "Oh no, we've only got 2 characters. You can only play 2-person co-op." And everybody kind of went, "Well, what's the point in this game then? This game's absolutely pointless." So I don't think it's going to do. I don't think it's going to do as well as they hope. I think a lot of people will just save time for the. So this one is kind of set in it's like an alternate universe of the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City style. Whereas the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League.
All the knights. Yeah.
Suicide Squad kills the Justice League is a direct sequel to Arkham Knight.
Oh, is it really?
Yes. And it will have 4-player co-op. Much more fun. Whereas this one, everyone kind of went, "Oh, what's the point in Gotham Knights then? Just wait for the next one. But I'm going to spend my money on this so I could wait and get the next one." But yeah, Gotham Knights. Yeah, it looks sick. It does look, well, I'm not excited for it, but it does look sick.
It looks sick, but at the same time, it's another cinematic trailer.
Yep. There has been gameplay. There has been multiple gameplay things released before, yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's cool to like sort of go as Batgirl or the Red Hood or Robin or Nightwing.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
And the idea is sick. October 21st, that's when it's out.
Yeah, they brought that forward as well because it was delayed and then they've brought it back. So as an example of being delayed and then they brought it back.
The Arkham games were class. I loved them.
Well, the Arkham games were, 100%. They were excellent. So it's got good pedigree. It's just, I don't know. I was kind of excited for it to be
better
co-op. And I don't know if it does anything too different. Whereas I think the Suicide Squad one will be a lot different because each of them has different really different powers, whereas all Batgirl, Robin, Red Hood, and Nightwing are very similar.
Yeah.
Maybe Red Hood's the only one that's slightly different.
Red Hood
Red
uses...
Robin, even.
No, it's Red Hood.
Is it Red Hood? Red Robin?
Red Robin? He starts off as the Red Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. My Batman comic book lore isn't that great. My brother and my mate are probably shouting at their iPods right now.
I do not. I can't remember. Let's have a look.
Anyway, he's got a red face, and he's Robin. And he used to be Robin. It's Dick Grayson. No, it's not. It's the other one, the one that got killed by the Joker, and then came back to life.
It is Red Hood. Yeah, you're right. I thought it was Red Robin. It was Red Hood. Yeah.
Who is Red Hood?
Okay. It's not Jason Todd.
Jason Todd.
Is that not who he is in Titans?
Yeah, and in the comic books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, like there's a common theme with this where we're like, yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, looks good.
You know,
not convinced. But then we're getting to things that are more intriguing. So
this is true. We're getting to the parts that we actually want to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
We're rattling through the ones that we don't.
Everywhere.
Speaking of everywhere,
I've got no idea. I've got no idea what it is. It looks like they're trying to make Oasis from Ready Player One.
Yeah, totally. It's a very broad name, and it also I did a little reading on it. It seems like they're trying to make like what you said, Ready Player One, Oasis. I got GTA 5 vibes in terms of like you're running around this city, you can do races, you can do heists, you can do this, you can do whatever you want. You can do anything and everywhere all at the time.
Yeah. Or Free Guy, so that's what it reminds me of. What
they should have done is put the song Welcome to the Internet by Bo Burnham. Have you heard it?
No, but I think it's just an image of what that could be.
It's fucking creepy. He talks about how the internet is just everywhere. But like the chorus is, are you interested in everything all of the time? And it's just like everywhere, everything all of the time. And you're just like, they should use that song for this trailer for this game because there's so much going on.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
like,
just so confusing.
Everyone kind of hyped up about it. They were like, this looks good. And I was like, eh.
Once again, you don't really know what to think of it because nobody actually knows what it does. And the person came out on stage and talked about it and he just kind of kept talking and actually didn't manage to say anything. Right?
Yeah.
This is strange.
It was funny actually today. It reminded me actually of Boris Johnson on the news today.
Huh.
A Russian ex-prime minister died today, I think. Yeah. And the BBC on the news, they went, Boris Johnson earlier had this to say. And he genuinely, I'm like, Boris Johnson has no idea what this guy did. He was like, he was a great guy. He changed the world for the better, whether he knew it or not. But the things that he left in his legacy were big changes for the better. It's like, right, you have no idea what he did. That's kind of how I feel about this game. It's told me a lot, and I still have no idea what it's doing.
I feel there's a quote from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy there, but it's escaped me.
Oh, that's fine. We can move on.
Would
you like to move on?
Move on. Well, let's see. We've got there was Return to Monkey Island, which is the one that and obviously High on Life are the two that I'm like. You're obviously very excited for Return to Monkey Island.
Yeah, we'll leave that to last.
I've never played a Monkey Island game, so I think we should do Monkey Island now.
Yeah. Okay. So Monkey Island is originally a LucasArts game.
LucasArts, yeah.
Is it still LucasArts?
Debatable.
Return to Monkey Island. Getting better at Googling on the fly.
Googling under pressure.
Yeah. It's Devolver this time.
Interesting.
Devolver Digital. The art style for Monkey Island always kind of changes from game to game. The one that I'm very, very familiar with is Curse of Monkey Island, which was the one that was brought out on the PC in like 96 or something. And it's a click and drag.
Click and click. Click and click adventure.
As far as I'm aware, it's just clicking.
It's point and click.
Point and click, that's it. It's a point and click
adventure.
Point and click adventure puzzle game.
Yep.
So like the game famously, and we talked about this before with Myst, right?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
fucking annoying game.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't show you where you're meant to go. People kind of hint at what you're meant to do when you talk to people, but you just have to figure it out by just clicking at everything. But what I love about Monkey Island and similar games such as Grim Fandango, once you kind of know how you're meant to do it, the second playthrough is so much more rewarding than the first playthrough, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you know what to do. You're like, cool, I'm going to do this. And then there's little bits you forget and you're like, that's what I do. And Monkey Island was the same. And like certain things where you had to get the chewing gum out of this guy's mouth or get a broken gold tooth out of this guy's mouth. So you had to find chewing gum and give him some chewing gum so he would chew it and then blow a bubble. And then the bubble would burst and his tooth would fall on the floor. But there's no way of you knowing that. Like, how do I get this man's tooth out of his mouth? But it's just it's fun and quirky. And if you watch the trailer, it's like narrated by Stan, who's like a well-known character in the Monkey Island franchise, who is like a car salesman.
Right.
But he always gives you something that you genuinely, he gives you information, but he always gives you something that you just can't use in the game.
Oh, right.
And what was funny about this trailer was that with pre-order, you can get a horse armor, but the game doesn't have a horse.
Oh, nice.
So it's just going to be all this horse armor that's just in your inventory that you just never use, just for taking the piss. The art style looks cool. It's new. It's different. I can't wait to play it. It's out on the Switch on September 19th, which is not too far away.
Not too far away.
Oh,
no,
God.
not at all.
So I'll probably play it and I will get back to you guys on how that is.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I haven't played. I might actually try and Curse of, and hey, it's about pirates. See if I can play that again before Return to Monkey Island comes out. I think it might be on Steam.
It might be, yeah. If it's anywhere, it'll be on Steam.
Yeah. Can you check that now?
I actually can, yes.
Hot scoop, listeners.
I actually can.
Duncan was going to find out now. And we won't have dead air, so I'll keep talking.
No, we won't have dead air.
Duncan.
Fine. Absolutely fine. Monkey Island. Curse of Monkey Island. Curse of Monkey Island. £5.
£5 on Steam.
Yeah.
What a steal.
Or alternatively, for £18, you could get every Monkey Island game.
That's amazing. I might just get the Curse of.
Alternatively, you could wait until the sale and get them all for probably threepence halfpenny, as they used to say.
Threepence halfpenny. When is the sale?
Oh, the next one will probably be Halloween.
Okay. I don't know if I want to wait a month.
Thanksgiving.
The new one's coming out in the middle of September.
Well,
I want to play the
one and then pick up the rest for cheap.
True. Too true, young sir. Monkey Island looks sick. Can't wait to play it. Y'all should play it too. Moving on.
Moving swiftly on.
Swiftly on to something that I think we're both equally excited about because again, related, we love pirates. And also, we tried to have good fun times with that other pirate game on Game Pass. What was it?
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves had so much potential.
It still does.
And it still does. And I just need time on an Xbox to play it with you guys. Because we never really played it. I ended up playing it alone and doing like the Pirates of the Caribbean storyline on my own. It was so sad. But this is Skull and Bones, which is a pirate simulation game. Any thoughts?
So my thoughts, well, on Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
Well, Skull and Bones was announced ages ago, like actually
yeah.
ages ago. Like I've this has been this has been like a mythical thing that nobody's ever actually been able to.
I'd be surprised if we haven't talked about it already.
I
Because
don't think we have, because I don't think it ever kind of came around.
yeah, because now that it was on Gamescom, excuse me, I remembered that it's a Ubisoft game, which also means Pirates of the Caribbean. And my favorite Pirates of the Caribbean was Black Flag, and Black Flag was basically a pirate simulator.
Assassin's Creed.
What did I say?
Pirates of the Caribbean. My favorite Pirates of the Caribbean. Was
My
Black
favorite
Flag.
Pirates of the Caribbean. My favorite Assassin's Creed is Black Flag, which is a pirate simulator more than anything. And
Yes.
it just gives me high hopes. You know, I was quite disappointed when I found out that it wasn't online, because Sea of Thieves is online. This one seems to be like it's just you and some NPCs.
Yeah, I think there will be some multiplayer, but I'm not sure what it is.
I think they're missing
There
a
is some
trick if they
multiplayer
don't.
component. But I'm not sure how many people you can be in your, like, if it's everyone has a boat or whatever. Or,
Yeah. But then if everyone has a boat and you can choose the best boat and choose the captain, you know?
I'm not sure. The thing is that they've been very coy with like the gameplay, and it seems to be it was originally just going to be a ship combat game.
Yeah. And they've added more.
And then they've added, you can now get off and you can go and walk on islands and do other things. It's basically, it was basically born out of the success of Black Flag, but they wanted to make it its own franchise.
Which I'm happy with, because Black Flag, the mechanics of sailing your boat was good. What they say in this trailer is they've added more elements to it so that you don't necessarily have to be a good sailor, but like obviously not sailing with the wind is going to affect how fast you sail or how fast you attack or how well you attack. Kitting out your ship well enough to attack, navigating, map reading, the weight of your cargo affects your ship. So you really need to think of that as well. So the more things that you collect and that you have to bring back to your lair or whatever you go to, you have to take that into consideration when you look at the map and try and navigate away from people that might attack you, which I thought was quite cool. What I didn't like is when they say that you're on land, it's a place where no one can attack you. And I was like, oh, well, that's not very real though, is it?
Yeah, no, that means the ships can't, like, it is a good thing, and it's not, because that's one of the things that's kind of slightly annoying about Sea of Thieves. I get it's not very
because they can
piratey.
attack you all the time.
Basically, because you have to, you work really hard to get all your loot, and then literally you get to port and you're 2 steps away, and then all of a sudden this big galleon comes to the corner and blows you to smithereens. Now, that is funny. And it's funny the first couple of times it happens, but if it keeps happening to you, it sucks.
Yeah, you're just getting trolled by some teens.
You just can't, you basically can't. We always say that when we get sunk by a ship, but I bet they're all 7.
They probably are, yeah.
All 7 just run rings around us. So we're not thinking like a child.
Yeah.
You think outside the box. I mean, it's probably a good thing, but also it all depends. It depends if there's multiplayer or not. Because then if it's not multiplayer, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, it looks, once again, it's been announced in 2017. It's been development hell. That's 5 years ago. It first sort of broke cover.
Yeah.
It's changed settings 3 times.
Because it's the Indian Ocean now, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the Caribbean, and then it was in a completely fictional place, and then they moved it to the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not really sure. Once again, it might be something I'll play if it's on Game Pass. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it. There's too much to see and do and play.
And it is out. When is it out? Show me. Release date. Yes. November 8th this year.
Damn. They're actually going for it.
They're going for it.
Going for it. And the last one for today from Gamescom, though.
Right. Okay. Before we get into this, because I'm just going to Google it. so that I've got
So I don't have to do it under pressure.
information at my fingertips. We're going to talk about High on Life, which is a new game, which is a first person game.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. On Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, probably everything, you know?
Yeah, probably not Switch, but it looks like it's on all the main.
Developer and publisher is Squanch Games. Oh no, it just says platforms Xbox One and Xbox Series.
Oh, Microsoft Windows. Maybe it's not coming to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
I think
Xbox
it's
exclusive?
Microsoft only. Damn it! This might make me buy an Xbox.
High on Life was introduced as a console launch exclusive. So it might see its light of day on PlayStation, but it might not. It's a Microsoft exclusive. That's hilarious.
What I love most about this game is basically it's Rick and Morty, the video game.
Kind of. It's very much. It's
you know
written
what I mean,
by
though?
the same guy. So
It's written by Justin Roiland.
By Justin Roiland. So if anything, it's going to be a bit more solar opposites than it will be.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty, because obviously I think Dan Harmon has a lot of.
Yeah,
but Dan Harmon. I mean, the gun sounds like Morty. You can't
the gun is Morty. The gun is Dan Harmon. And then, but like what I loved, the whole gameplay, like this is the polar opposite to all the other games that we've talked about today, which is the gameplay hasn't really sold it on me. Whereas this one, the gameplay and the dialogue has completely sold it on me because I love Justin Roiland's writing. Rick and Morty, obviously, and Solar Opposites is a really funny comedy show.
Yeah.
It's science fiction. It's in space. It's kind of what he's done already. The gun, you have a gun, but it's Morty. It's Morty's voice.
The guns are all creatures, so the guns are all aliens, and they live to be weapons, basically. And then you meet the first one, which name I can't remember, and then you meet Stabby, who's the Australian
knife.
Australian knife, who's voiced by somebody else.
Yeah, but he just typical. Like they've made it so like.
I can do more
stereotypical.
I can do more than stab people.
Said,
you racist.
You racist.
Hook as well.
It's so funny. The voices include Justin Roiland himself, JB Smoove.
Nice, nice name.
He is a American actor, comedian. He was on Def Comedy Jam. If you know what that is, no. Okay. He's good. You'll recognize his face if you look him up. Tim Robinson, who's the guy from that Netflix series. Have you seen?
You say that Netflix series? Which one?
No, it's the Netflix series. My friend Fraser's super into it. It's called.
Is that what the show's called?
It's called Quietly Leave or something, or Now I Think You Should Leave, and it's just a series of shorts. But it's Tim Robinson, and it's. Tim Robinson, I Think You Should Leave, I think is the Netflix thing. It's so funny. Zach Hadel, whoever that is, he's also, he's in a lot of Adult Swim stuff. And Michael Cusack is the Aussie, so he's probably the knife. It looks amazing. It's out December 13th this year, so I need to get, well, actually, I'm not going to be in the fucking country. God damn it. It's out December 13th. I'm going to get an Xbox Series X.
Yep.
Yes, that's the one I need to get.
Yes.
It's on Game Pass, apparently. Subscription service starting on release day. It looks great. I will read a quick premise of the game.
Bounty Hunter.
In my perfect trailer voice. In the future, humanity has been taken by an alien cartel to be used as drugs for aliens. Playing as a bounty hunter, the player must navigate throughout the galaxy to save the humans by using weapons called Gatlians.
Gatlians.
Alien guns to take out the threats. Class. It's such a ridiculous premise.
I don't know you should be mispronouncing Gatlians.
But like some of the dialogue and the gameplay, when you first pick up Knifey, you're in this room with two ant aliens, and they're like, "Oh, he's absolutely psycho. He just talks about how much he wants to stab people." And they're like, "You can look at it if you want, but like, you
Just don't swing him around.
just
near
don't
us.
swing him around." And then you pick him up, and he's like, "Oh, let me fucking knife someone. Oh, let me feel fucking penetrating the skin."
Oh,
And it's just like, "Oh, fuck yeah, let's fucking go. Fuck. And it's like, I was like, oh my God, what's happening to this game? But
the best
sold.
bit about that
Absolutely
trailer
sold.
is watching the presenter. They keep cutting back to the presenter during the gameplay. She's just crying with laughter.
Really?
So you cut the bit with Knifey, and then he says it cuts back to her and the two developers, and she's just like her head in her hands, like, laughing.
That's so good. I mean, if you can do that, if you can have fun with the dialogue of a game, it helps having fun with the actual game.
Yeah,
Even if the game is so simple as a first-person shooter.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The world looks great, the game looks great, and it's unique. We're back to unique gameplay, which I think a lot of the things actually have, but it's the first one that I would say is really taking something unique, which is the Rick and Morty Solar Opposites thing, being self-aware, breaking the fourth wall and stuff along those lines, and then making that into, like you say, the Rick and Morty, the video game. It wouldn't surprise, guaranteed there's going to be some sort of tie-in crossover thing. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. I'm surprised they haven't done a Rick and Morty tie-in with No Man's Sky yet, because it would be absolutely perfect for that.
You ran into Rick at one point.
just being able to have Rick's ship would be hilarious.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. You can portal to other planets anyway in that game.
It's kind of the
makes
thing
a
that
bit
he does.
Of sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks great. I'm very excited for that.
This game looks class. If you haven't watched the trailer yet, please do. Go on YouTube, look up High on Life, the game, and just have a good time. Just watch it. It's like a 10-minute gameplay trailer, but if you want to watch the whole thing, it gets funnier and funnier as you get into more sort of action, because it starts off quite slow and you're in a living room kitchen, and then I'm like, what's going on? But yeah, so it's very, very good. I can't wait. Can't wait for it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Shall we jump in to a trailer time?
Yes. It is time for trailer time.
Trailer time. A podcast within a podcast, hosted by me. Said that it's hosted by Eddie, but then Duncan gets confused and he adds all the trailers, and it's just hosted by me. Especially now because Eddie's stood on a plug and he's out for the count for a while.
Fuck, he's out for the count.
Right. First trailer on the list is Pinocchio, right? It is a Disney Plus only release. It's not going out in the cinemas. It looks like garbage. I don't know if it's finished CGI. I hope it's not finished CGI. They've basically made a CGI version of the classic cartoon of Pinocchio, which I find very weird, because they've not really done that with the rest of their live action stuff. Tom Hanks is Geppetto. He can get inside a big whale and stay there. I don't know. It's just not sold on me. Like the cartoon was so fucked up and so weird, and it's meant to be a story that, because if you've done any research on the actual book of Pinocchio, which is like an Italian story, it's meant to basically say, don't be a dick and appreciate things that people give you. And the original Disney cartoon is really messed up.
Oh yeah, it's creepy.
Super creepy. And this just kind of looks like a rinse and repeat. Cookie cutter, it's exactly the same, except it's CGI.
Yeah.
It's like
Tom
Rescue Rangers.
Hanks looks like Geppetto, give them that.
Yeah. But like, it's like that Rescue Rangers CGI.
It is a little bit, which was okay because Rescue Rangers got away with it.
Yeah. It just doesn't, I don't know, Pinocchio just, either it's not rendered well or it's not finished. But in my opinion.
Or that's the style they're going for.
Yeah. But in my opinion, it just doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. Oh God, that water effect is awful.
Yes.
On the back half there. when they're leaving the whale,
Yeah.
and then
There's a lot.
So when they're in the whale, like going into the whale's mouth, it's absolutely like it's pretty good. And then the back, just as they're leaving, it's about 1:40 on the trailer. I don't know if you've got it open, right?
Yeah.
The water all picks up as they're leaving the whale's mouth, and just look at it. And for a brief second, it's just really bad.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That like really fast movement of the boat leaving.
Yeah, and the water just stops being water. It just becomes a solid CGI lump.
It's a solid,
It's
solid. Oh, yeah, because it goes, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I just, even that last shot with the handhold, you can definitely tell that Tom Hanks isn't holding anything. It's like, it's weird. Like the hand and the arm and the clothes, they look real. For some reason, his face doesn't look like he's made of wood. It looks plasticine. Or CGI. Like his eyes are super CGI.
You know what is good CGI? Ironically, after all this, is the at the very, very end where the Disney Plus logo comes up, the dropping of the strings and it turning into the plus. I was like, oh, that's quite clever.
Hold on, let me go back to it.
It's like very end, like 2 minutes near the very end.
I'm having Wi-Fi issues.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's even better. That's better than the CGI.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's really creative. I like that.
The CGI of Pinocchio compared to the CGI of the cat or the little fox that does him the bad, or you know, just some of the CGI looks good. And some of it just looks like garbage. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over the whole live action Disney stuff.
I would like them to, if they're going to do any more live actions, stop doing the classics and go and do freaking Atlantis. Or Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be so sick.
Go and do them. Go finish that.
Go finish that. But then also, is there not like 2 other Pinocchio movies that are coming out?
We've talked about this before with the doubles.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is going to be light and day compared to this one. That'd be this could be a future episode where we're going to have to sit through both and see which was better.
Yeah, but then
I think Guillermo del Toro's will wipe the floor with it.
That one's really dark and kind of stop motion-y, right?
Yeah, but that's his wheelhouse. You know, this story, like you're saying, it's inherently creepy. That is actually his wheelhouse.
Yeah,
like this is exactly the sort of stuff he loves to like play around with.
So that one's coming out, but then Disney are also. Oh no, not Disney. Another one has been released by. I don't know who it is. Hold on, let me look this up.
It's this classic case of the Armageddon and Deep Impact all over again, and the Hercules movies.
It was last year. Last year, a movie came out called Pinocchio, and it was an animation, and it's got 2 stars on IMDb. It's an eccentric, silly version of it, and it's like, fuck, who is it? It's that really.
Oh God!
It's just really bad.
Oh no!
It's really bad.
That looks creepy. That looks really creepy. No.
But like, that just came out, so now Disney are like, forget about that one. You know, we'll just John Hader from Blades of Glory.
Oh yeah.
Crap. Napoleon Dynamite.
Got you.
He's in it. Pauly Shore, who is like, oh my God, he's like the worst. There's just voice actor after voice actor who's just so bad. This movie they made a really bad movie, and now I think Disney are like, oh, look at this one, and then Del Toro's like, well, check out my one. It's gonna be fucked up.
Check this out. Yeah, this is gonna be creepy but fun. It's very Tim Burton-y. I'm very excited
I
for
imagine
that.
it's gonna be more closely related to the books because the books are fucked up.
Yeah, it won't be too far. I think it's gonna play just right down the. Yeah, I trust Guillermo del Toro to get the tone right.
Yeah.
Out of all of them. But moving on from to horror, I suppose. Speaking
Yes.
of horror masters, I only put this in here because it's another trailer from Gamescom, but there was no gameplay or anything to really talk about. It was just
it was another
the
CGI trailer.
official Dead Island 2 is not dead trailer.
Because that
after
came
being-
out,
The
right?
first trailer came out for it years ago, and then like Skull and Bones, it just disappeared. And nobody
4
heard it.
years ago.
Everybody thought it was done. Everyone thought it was never going to be made.
Did you say 4 years ago?
I just said it was
just
before
years
Skull
ago.
and Bones years ago. And then it disappeared for years.
What is Dead Island?
Dead Island is a great zombie game.
It's a zombie
Dead
game.
Island 1 is an amazing zombie game where you basically have to, you're trapped on this like resort island and you have to, you got to craft your weapons. It's kind of along the lines of Left 4 Dead and that sort. It's a zombie hunting game where you got to try and survive and escape. But it was a really good game. Also had like 4-player co-op. And then Dead Island 2 was going to improve upon everything, and it just upped and disappeared. This is the sequel to the 2011 game. I'm trying to find when it was originally announced. The game was originally scheduled for a Q2 2015 release. So it's 7
2015?
years. It's
Shit.
7 years over date.
Yeah. And it looks like you play some sort of Lenny Kravitz type character.
Yeah, you play one of six.
One of
So
six.
there's six characters to choose from. I assume there's going to be 4-player co-op. I assume, yeah, it'll be good. It's worth checking out the original one. I love the trailer. I thought it was just a good trailer. They're aiming for like a real gory mess of a game in terms of violence and against zombies. So yeah, I just thought it was a cool trailer. It kind of contrasts to Pinocchio in terms of good looking CGI.
Very true. Yeah. It's gameplay CGI, but looks good. It might be a game that I'll play. Is it third person or first person usually? First person.
Maybe as third. Well, at this point, nobody knows because nobody's really seen anything of it for 7 years. So
we'll see what happens.
Forgot it was in development until this weekend. But there we go.
Third on the list. We're leaving best to last, obviously.
We're getting towards the good stuff. Yeah.
Third on the list and penultimate trailer of the list. Cyberpunk Edge Runners is an animation that they're bringing to Netflix. Had Cyberpunk been anything before the game?
Yeah, it was a tabletop like role playing game like Dungeons and Dragons,
Really?
but it was Cyberpunk. Yeah. It was written by Mike Pondsmith. He wrote it back in not the 80s, but definitely in the 90s. It's an old book, like the book and sort of the RPG systems. It's very old. It's old. It's been around for a long time. And then the CD Projekt Red bought the rights to it, and then they kind of got the rights to make the game, and then they're kind of developing this as a brand, basically along the lines of like The Witcher, which is probably why it's on Netflix. Is it probably part of that deal somewhere? And it's the perfect world to have as that sort of anime adult cartoon, because the world of Cyberpunk is so neon and bizarre that and that
you could
trailer,
only really do it with anime.
Yeah, that trailer, live action wouldn't do it justice.
Yeah.
That trailer, the reason I put it on there, it might not be for not for everybody. It might even be for you. But that trailer is fucking mental.
The trailer's class. I'm watching it again as you're talking about it.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
Oh, it's so bright and so like you're kind of sitting in your seat. It's a wild ride.
So anime.
Yeah.
It looks so good. And then there's like little bits there that remind you of the fact that it's probably an 18, like it is for adults.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. It's I think it's going to be quite good. I'm quite excited for it.
Me too now. When is it out?
It kind of looks fun. Soon, September. I thought that was September 18th. It might have said.
Only on Netflix. Oh crap. Get away, YouTube things. September 13th. Yeah.
It's 13th. That was close.
Yeah. Man, it looks class.
Yeah, that does look class. I am excited for it. Listeners should go watch that trailer just to see how balls to walls mental it is. Like I said, might not be for everybody, but the trailer itself is worth a watch.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched it in mute, and I'm going to watch it again in sound because it looks like it's going to be mental.
Oh, it's insane. It's got this tune from what do you call it? Is it Die Hard? Yeah, it's Die Hard. I just can't remember which Die Hard in it, but you'll see.
What's the tune?
Oh, it's I think it's the it's when they open the safe.
Oh, it's Beethoven's Ninth.
Oh yeah, it's the same one they do in funnily enough in Money Heist. There's an homage to that because when they get to the bank in Money Heist, they play the exact same song.
Oh, nice. It's Ode to Joy, right?
Ode to Joy, yeah, that's it, yeah.
I think it's a Beethoven thing.
Speaking of joy, things that bring us joy.
Things that bring us joy. A TV show that is so bad it's good.
It is a musical for everybody knows karate instead of singing songs.
So, yeah, exactly. That's such a good one to put it. Oh my god! Say that again. It's a musical.
It's a musical where instead of singing, everybody knows karate.
Amazing. That's the title of the podcast.
I thought it was gonna be a click adventure, but no. It's a musical, but everyone knows karate instead of singing. Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what it is, and it understands how cheesy it is. It's not afraid to do what it needs to do. And that trailer, you want to watch it. Like, I'm invested.
Yeah. And it looks like there's more karate because they kind of lacked in a bit of karate in the last season, didn't they?
Yeah,
it was more of like story building
to build up. You've got to build your villains, otherwise you're just gonna have a villain of the season, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just it's just mental.
Yeah, Chosen's in the guy from Karate Kid 2's in there. You've got
but then
Johnny going with Mexico.
He's brought in new senseis for Cobra Kai. It looks like they're shutting down not Maggie. What's the fuck's his name?
Miyagi-Do. They had to shut down because they lost the competition. Because that was the tail end of last season.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Should be spoilers. Everyone should be watching this show. It is a low key masterpiece of absolute just insanity and just like we've said before. Where are the cops in this town?
Yeah, no police. No police whatsoever.
No
However, there's no police. But then John's in jail. John Reese is in jail. How did he get there?
Reese is in jail. Yeah. What? Oh dear. He got arrested. See, this is bullshit. Like,
how is he arrested? But even Robbie got arrested. Robbie was in jail for a while as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So there are police.
So
they just
police,
don't.
Yeah.
Police don't come to the fights. They find you afterwards.
Just on that real crime.
But then no one sees it happening. No one sees them get arrested. They're just in jail.
That's because every time every time there's been a few fights as well. Like later on, it's in a abandoned bowling alley, like it's a stage from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, exactly. Fight. And they have to do that fucking like karate stance. They always have to go. Ha.
Yeah, and it's framed. It's framed like that as well. Oh,
yeah, it's like that just over the other person's shoulders, like here, where my hand is, and then you're like, I'm gonna punch you there in the corner. It's very anime for a live action.
We're just missing Hilary Swank from the Karate Kid Part 4. I think they've done it. I think they've got everybody back by now.
Yeah. What was she in 4?
She was in 4, which was terrible. But
she was the new Karate Kid, right?
The new Karate Kid. Yeah. That's the only one. That's the only person they're missing. But they might not try and bring her back. But it'd be a shame if they didn't because it's doing so well. And if they're going to do 6 seasons, then
it's funny how they brought back certain characters and then didn't do anything with them. Like they brought back his girlfriend, who's
Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah, the lady from Back to the Future and The Boys.
Oh yeah. Wait, quickly, right?
Yes.
What kind of food did they have on the Karate Kid set? Because how have they all aged like well? Like,
I don't know. I kind of thought Miguel put on the pounds in between season 2 and 3.
No, not Miguel. I'm talking the older actors. They
look great.
Yeah, they look like they haven't. They look like they've just aged like normal people. It's like how the fuck 50 odd. What the hell?
Yeah, still doing karate.
Yeah, it's the karate lifestyle. It must be.
It is. It's living in the Bay Area or wherever they live in California.
In the valley.
In the valley, that's it.
In the
living
valley,
in the valley
yeah.
and just karate,
Valley.
selling cars.
Oh my god, it is just the most. I was saying to Kat the other day, I love these like people that write or in charge of Cobra Kai. Once this show is done, they need to turn their attention to either something like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh my god.
Or something along the lines of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Power Rangers or something where they can make it just serious enough, but understand it because they just toe this line. I think they get the tone so right.
Yeah, they really have nailed it. It's been. I'm surprised there's been 5 seasons because it
I think there's
started
gonna be
off
6 because this feels like Empire Strikes Back to me.
Because it started on Apple TV Plus, right?
YouTube Red.
YouTube Red, that was it.
YouTube
Fuck.
Red. There's a
There's a
YouTube
blast
Red
from the past
original.
that never came out. YouTube.
Yeah.
Well done, YouTube.
YouTube Red.
Because it was YouTube Red and then no one really did it and then Netflix bought it, right?
Yeah, Netflix
And then
bought it
when
and commissioned
everyone
season
saw-
3.
Everyone saw season 1 and 2 and went, yeah, make a season 3.
Yeah. So they bought 1 and 2 came out on YouTube Red. And it actually did quite well. It was basically the only thing people watched YouTube Red for. But its test scores were like really good.
Yeah.
And then Netflix took a punt on a season 3. I thought, well, we can get a trilogy out of it in a way.
Yeah.
And then it just took off because they made this really good trailer, which was their first trailer for it. Was a trailer for like 1 and 2, plus the a announcement for season 3. It was set to Best Around.
Oh, amazing. What a tune.
I'll send you it. It's such a good,
But
it's
then
a really good trailer.
That's more Rocky though, right?
No, Best Around
Best
was the
Around?
karate. Best Around
Was that Karate Kid as well?
Yeah, no, Best Around was definitely just Karate Kid.
I thought it was
I'll send you the trailer. You're thinking of Survivor.
Oh, maybe.
You're
the best around. Get me down.
You're the
best around. Was that? Hold on. Karate Kid. Best around. Oh yeah, it was the Karate Kid. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I disagree.
They've not used it yet in the TV show because I guarantee they're saving that for they know what the audience wants and they're going to save that for the finale, the big finale, whenever that is.
Because the soundtrack for this show has been tremendous so far.
But that song is obviously the key one that everyone remembers, and that will be saved until the Return of the Jedi moment. Yeah. In season 6.
The last fight.
The last fight. Yeah, that's exactly the last tournament or something. That's where they'll use it.
So good.
So good. So good. So silly. It's a bit like Top Gun Maverick in aspects that it's so simple. It just plays with your emotions.
Yeah, totally.
And you get so involved in it. It's so dumb, but so good.
So dumb, but so good. Kind of like this podcast.
Yes. And we'll probably end our podcast there. So you're tired of listening to our dumb thoughts for the week.
Exactly. Shall we, Doug? Let's end it there. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's episode. Remember, you can catch us on all the socials at That's Class Pod, or you can email us on that'sclasspod@gmail.com. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a share. If you like the episode, if you like the podcast, tell your friends, rate us on whatever listening platform that you do. Comment down below if you're on YouTube. New episodes up all at the same time, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Pods. Whenever I find time to upload them, usually it's a Monday. Hopefully it's a Monday. This week it was a Monday, but you can listen to them whenever you want, really. You don't have to wait until Monday. You can listen to it on a Wednesday. Anyway, I'm waffling. Keep the notification bells on because then you will know when we actually do upload one. We do try and keep it consistent, but Duncan and I are very busy people and Eddie keeps standing on things. So
keeps standing on things. Why don't they stand on next week?
Who knows? We'll figure that out. Well, you guys, you'll have to find out next week.
Yeah.
You know,
Tune in.
So that's all from me. We'll see you next week. Have a super day. Say goodbye, Duncan.
Goodbye, Duncan.
And let's all put our thoughts and prayers towards Eddie's foot for standing on that plug.
It's just in ribbons now.
We're here for you, bud. Hopefully we'll be in the window to phone you next week.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.